Jody DeMarco, Randy Tico. Oh, what a great way to start the morning. So welcome, good morning, and welcome to Unity of Santa Barbara. We are so blessed to have your presence with us on this beautiful day, the last Sunday of 2020. We welcome our virtual audience. I hope you're comfortable on your couch and in your pajamas. I'm a little jealous, but anyway, we have a wonderful virtual audience. Thanks for tuning in each Sunday, and we have a great group, a small but vibrant and mighty group outside, so welcome you all. Bonnie, oh my gosh, well, the last Sunday of 2020. Now, I'd like to, and I'd like to let this be a Sunday of talking about all the things that we've learned in 2020. You might have the tendency to want to, like the song from the South Pacific, I want to wash this year right out of my hair. Yeah? But I'd like us to recognize all of the things that we have not only learned, but are living differently because of the massive changes of this year. And this isn't the easy place to be sometimes, but we know every good beginning starts with a really good ending. So let's let this ending be one of what we're going to talk about today is your power of strength, how you have grown and become more wise and more of you through this tremendous year that all of us have had to grow, whether we liked it or not. So welcome to our service this morning. We start our service with the light, called the Christ light, this light of Spirit of God, of love. And that light, which is never extinguished, which is within, we say, I am the light of the world. So if you'll put your hand on your heart, and let's just affirm that, feel it, that light in your heart, the beating, the continuing of spirit within you. And we say, I am the light of the world. Let's say it together. I am the light of the world. Yes. And feel that vibrancy that's so valuable as we need one another. And as we are that light, we immediately illumine that in one another. And we're going to join in our vibrational oneness with our chime. And recognizing that there is a oneness, this human experience, this spiritual awakening. We do need one another. And what is fascinating is that this year, all the things that we've learned have been written down by many people, but one of the things is community. That's what folks have recognized more than anything this year, is how we need to ask for help, how we need one another, how this isolation experience will not ever be the place where you'll feel comforted enough to have your awakening. We're going to be reading from a book today, rather than the Daily Word, our Advent book that's called The Spirit of Christmas. And Unity has gone on after the Spirit of Christmas to look at the 12 days of Christmas after Christmas. I also want to say Happy Kwanzaa to those that are celebrating Kwanzaa. But we're looking at these 12 powers that are in men and women, and that they are innate powers. They aren't anything you have to search for or excavate or grasp or purchase on sale, that they are within you. And today we are looking at the power of strength. A spiritual strength is like no other is our foundation to stay the course when challenged by life and navigating new landscapes. How many times have you wept for yourself and loved ones? How many times have you felt impatient, frustrated, or alone? I don't know if I even want to think about that right now. Impatient, rushed, or alone, oh my heavens. Yet still, you are here because of the power of your innate strength, and the purity of your perseverance has carried you through any difficulty. How many times have you silently witnessed someone's doubts and fears, then gently whispered, "You are not alone. I am uplifting and strengthening you. When you fall, I will be there to hold you." This is the power of strength for ourselves and for each other. Strength of body, mind, and spirit. Spiritual strength is inherent in each of us and developed through our spiritual practices. It is our guide through the chaos and ultimately to the remembrance that God is everywhere present, in the dark and in the light. So when you feel your own doubts and fears, here is an affirmation. And I'll say it once, we can say it together, or if you can read it right now, we can say it twice, all right? Every day, in every way, the light of strength illumines my path, and I am strong and steadfast. I persevere in life. Let's affirm this one more time. Every day, in every way, the light of strength illumines my path, and I am strong and steadfast. I persevere in life. That's kind of the flag will fly at the end of 2020, especially in the reflection of all of the things that have occurred for you, as you, through you, the technology that we've had to embrace. I always want to give a shout out to my 88-year-old mom, Maureen, who's on Zoom every week with us for a game night. And yes, we have to call her every week to remind her how to get on Zoom. And I think she remembers. I think she just likes us to call her. But it's really a tremendous experience to see all of the shifts and changes that have happened this year. I want to tell you that we are offering a meditation every day at noon Pacific time. It's at no cost. It's a public service, and it's on Zoom at noon. And we're going through each of these 12 powers. They are the Fillmores, when they came to put unity, the idea of the healing power of unity, it was body, mind, and spirit. So we're looking at our body and the places where these powers are housed and illuminated. And so every week we'll have from 12 to 12:30 a meditation, a bit of sound healing. Tomorrow, in fact, is wisdom, and I'll have Terry Wilder with us, who's gonging. So join us it's every day through January the 6th. And there's other people besides myself that will be leading it, so it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so we will, Woody will lead us in a solo, and then we have a soloist that I will introduce. It is well with my soul. Thank you. Gosh, you can just hear your soul singing along with that. Thank you so much, Woody. Well, I am thrilled. The strangest part of the pandemic is I meet people one person at a time, rather than kind of the usual many folks being here. And I've heard so much about Sharon Hendricks, and I'm so grateful to introduce her today as our soloist, our performer. It's really amazing. So she's going to be our guest vocalist today, and Sharon's talents blends of music genres such as pop, progressive rock, blues, jazz, classic, and fusion. She has performed with the most successful artists in the entertainment world: Barry Manilow, Elton John, Natalie Cole, and Tom Jones. Sharon also has new music of her own, which is widely available across music sites, as well as her own SharonHendricks.net. So without further ado, Sharon Hendricks. Yes.
Of this universe, the ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have aligned for me in the sky. I am honored by all life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on a tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God moving through me. Oh. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath, all of life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn and give a kiss to Mother Earth. Oh yes, I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace and flow. Oh, I honor all of life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. To every blade of grass, to every shaking leaf on a tree, to every mountain top, I sing of the glory of God moving through all, moving as me, moving as you, moving
Thank you, Sharon. Oh my gosh, child of the universe, yes. So we are recognizing our innate power of strength. You know, when I see someone sing, I recognize the strength of the body that propels voice, vibration. It is this strength that we stand in that allows us to be the great souls that we are. So we're going to look at this idea of strength, and especially today, I want to actually introduce one of my mentors in the Unity movement, and one of the strongest souls I've ever known. She's also very vibrant in her physicalness, but she is so strong spiritually, and she's going to be our guest speaker today. Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes grew up in South Carolina, and you'll be able to tell that when she starts talking, and spent the earlier part of her career as a business owner. Having served 3 years of military service in the United States Army Reserves, Temple became a Science of Mind minister in 1991 and an ordained Unity minister in 2007. So she has walked both sides of the New Thought movements. Described as a prophet and mystic of our times, and the new spiritual leader the world needs today, Temple Hayes is a difference maker, a spiritual leader, an author, an international motivational speaker, humanitarian life rights advocate, a shamanic practitioner, and president and founder of life-changing nonprofit organizations. She is currently, and has been for quite a while, in St. Petersburg, Florida, and she's the CEO and spiritual leader of First Unity Spiritual Campus. And they call it a spiritual campus because there are so many things going on at First Unity. I was there years before I moved to Chicago, and they have a catalog of events that are going on at First Unity Spiritual Campus, and so many ways to awaken spiritually. It's a New Thought Center, of course, in St. Petersburg, Florida. It transcends religious denominations, embraces all ethnicity, and reaches beyond national borders. She is also on the leadership team of the Association of Global New Thought. We know Barbara Fields lives here, and so Temple has many friends here in Santa Barbara, and she loves it. But I so appreciate Temple's motivation for me, her support of me when I first started saying, "Oh, Unity of Santa Barbara has an opening." She said, "You got to go. You've got to go to Santa Barbara." And I'm so grateful that she kept being that wind beneath my wings. So I introduce to you Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes.
There's one thing stronger than all the armies of the world, and that's an idea whose time has come. That is a quote from Victor Hugo that, as a matter of fact, over 30 years ago when I was in ministerial school, that was the first quote I ever used. And what's very interesting in my life is that as I've used that quote so many times in so many different ways, it has a rich and more pertinent meaning to the moment that I'm standing in. So when we think about strength and we think about what is stronger than the armies of the world, you know, often when we think of armies, we think of uniforms, we think of military, we think of those kind of things. But in everyday life, the army could be too much news, letting breaking news break you. It could be education systems that often, when children start school and they're a question mark and they graduate from high school and they're a period, they stop believing because they've been programmed and trained to be in a specific box. Another army in your world could be your age, of allowing your age to be your cage, of limiting you. Either you're not old enough, or you perceive that you are too old, or it's too late, or living in regrets. Armies can also be the medical practice at times. And though we appreciate them and what they're for, often you want to remember it's a practice. And so often lab coats, technicians, doctors often will give us an idea or a diagnosis, and often we don't question or explore or look at or have the strength to say, is this really true for my being and for my essence? You know, when you think of the idea whose time has come, with it being this time of year, You want the strength inside your heart to know that it's you. It's absolutely you. You are the idea. And you want to live your life in a question mark. Who am I? How have I evolved? In what ways have I changed? When I was a little girl, my mom loved telling me the story that we were Indian. And my great-grandmother, whom I adored, she was all of 4'9". And though she was pretty much blind, often when I would encounter with her, she would say, Temple Ann, she said, you're getting taller. Temple Ann, you're getting more muscle. And I would say, she sees me. And we had this real, understanding. But she was my grandmother that was Indian. And so when I would love some kind of turquoise or love being in some of the western cities, my mom would say, well, honey, that's because you're Indian. Or when I got into shamanism, mom would say, I'm not surprised, you are Indian. So that's been the story I've been told all my life. Well, Ancestry.com came out. The other ways of testing your DNA came out. And I had my test. And guess what? I had to break the news to my mom that I am all European. I have no Indian within me whatsoever. And her first response was, what? I can't believe it. I can't believe that they have been telling us this story all our lives. And we believe them. Well, that's the way I felt the first time that I came into a Unity community, having been brought up in a Southern, deep-rooted Baptist environment that told me I was a sinner, that I wasn't going to amount to anything, that God didn't show favor on me, or a grandmother telling me that at 13 and a half, when she discovered that I was gay, they didn't use that word then, they used it homosexual assessment, that I was going to hell, and she was sorry she wasn't going to see me in heaven. Those were the kind of things and the information I had been told the very early stages of my life. And when I walked into Unity, like so many of you here at Unity of Santa Barbara, there was a truth that resonated with me, because I knew then, as I was told, you are a child of God, and God loves you just where you are and how you are. And in that moment, it was an instantaneous healing. It was a moment of evolution. It was a moment that I felt like the skies parted, because deep within my heart, I knew that God loved me and all was well. I love Reverend Heidi. She has been my friend for many years. We've walked down many roads together, and she's at many times been here at First Unity Spiritual Campus. I really wanted this for her, to be able to bless you and you to be able to bless her here at Santa Barbara in your community. There is mighty work for all of you to do. There is so much that this is the greatest time for you to excel and exceed and share your truths. There's a statement, another quote that I use so often: united we stand, and divided we are merely a distraction. United we stand, and divided we are merely a distraction. And often what happens when a new minister comes, because you attracted that person, you evolved to attract that person, you evolved for your heart, for your congregation, for your community, to bring in that particular person for the moving forward. But yet often what happens is we want to put our heels in as leaders of a community, our congregants of a community, and we want to keep it the same. And when we do that, we do a tremendous disservice, not only to ourselves, but to the minister, because things need to evolve and things need to change. And this is what happens to us as the individuation of spirit, is that when we allow ourselves to be divided, and that way we are a distraction within ourselves. When you look at your life, hold that place of being sacred and hold that place of being holy. You know, the true fallacy of the American people is that we believe on some level that we are broken. And we are not broken. We were sent Just as Christ was born, so were we. We were sent, and we were sent with everything that we need in our package and in our beingness to be a success, to be mighty, to use our strength to move forward in so many different ways. The suffering comes from the refusal to move forward. The suffering comes from, I want to keep it the same. I don't want to move into that. In the Bible, it says very clearly that eyes have not seen nor ears heard, neither have entered into the hearts of humankind the things that God has in store for those who love Him. So what that says to me is that often the physical eyes and the physical ears miss the whole point, because the emerging self, the you, the me, the evolving of who we are as people, that evolution, we can have all the manifestations in the world. We can have people loving us. We can have the potential of new friendships. We can have new entrepreneur ideas that are just around the corner. But if we are so determined to stay in the same paradigm, it will go right over our head and cause us an immensity of discomfort. You know, God's denials for your life right now are not, those delays do not mean that God doesn't want you to have them. When you perceive that God is denying you of your good, it simply means that on some level you are denying yourself of your good. I am denying myself of my good. There's been so many moments in my career that I felt like, oh, if this one thing would happen, oh, if this new thing would occur, oh, if this new TV show would just manifest, and I would live my life in that level of why didn't it happen, why didn't it happen to me? And even though I believe there's no victims in this world, there's no victims as far as being a unity person, I would still allow my mentalizing to get caught up in that, and my emotional body to get caught up in that. Many years ago, I went on a sacred journey, and I was inviting and invoking a prayer of, tell me what I need to know. What do I need to know so my soul will fully reach, find, discover, experience what it came here for? And in that prayer, in that deep meditation, as it was a space that it felt so beautiful to me, likened to that of mysticism, I saw Jesus come up, almost like on a parade float, if you will, just kind of out of the blue. And He looked at me right in my face and said, do the work, the path is straight. Do the work, the path is straight. And so that, it was just like the greatest healing for me, because I was always looking for the one thing over there. And I realized that anytime I was in a conversation of something missing, that the only thing that was missing was me. And so that anchor that I had, that the path was straight in my life, I had to have the strength and the courage that when I questioned it, I had to go deeper inside myself. We really are designed to, if you will, do the hokey pokey and put your whole self in. If you're not putting your whole self in, by law of cause and effect, your whole self isn't visualized before you. If you're just waiting to see how, well, let me see, I hear so many people, well, let me see how this relationship goes. I'm going to give him another chance. Let me see what he does. And I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to trust this person. This new friend in my world. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of skeptical. Oh, I don't know about this job. I'm going to kind of halfway do it, but I'm going to have my other leg in this career. And I'm not going to give it my all. And that's what you get back. That's exactly what you get back. We must endure with the strength of our minds and our bodies and our hearts to be fully engaged. One of my favorite songs is If You Believe. It's from The Wiz. If you believe within your heart, you'll know. that no one can change the path of life that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. You know, the song says, if you believe. And you might say, you know, I'm not really sure what I believe. Look at your life. Look at your relationships. Look at your banking account. Look at your investments. Look at the space around you. That's what, on some level, you have believed in. If you want it to be different, work with your belief system, and it will be different. But within your heart, it's not about within your head, it's about your heart. What is your heart called for? What brings you out of this space within yourself? What calls you and brings that level of passion? I can recall a number of times in my life where I would want to be something other than me, or I would see other people have experiences and go, why isn't that mine to have? But the strength is when you say, I am who I am God's beloved, I have come here for a mighty call, I allow my strength to ask me to continue to walk forward, for I know the truth. You know, some people laugh with me when I tell them that my 6th grade teacher told my parents that I was never going to amount to anything. And I remember that car ride on the way home, oh my gosh, just like it was yesterday. I mean, my parents went at me. They were so embarrassed by me. As my teacher said, yep, she is never going to amount to anything because she talks too much. Well, where are you now, Miss Brown? As I have traveled the world because I talk too much. So think about that with yourself. Have the strength within you to question the ways that you criticize yourself, to question the things that people have said about you. You know, it's all about really being bold and being brave and being strong and allowing your true gifts to come out of the closet, whatever that is, whatever you believe in, whatever space, so that you can step into the wholeness. Somebody asked me one time, you know, have you found, in 33 years of sobriety, have you found that to be hard? And I said, sobriety hard? Let me see. Hard is when you don't remember where you parked your car the night before. Hard is when you have to call your friends apologetically and you're like in guilt and shame and you want to ask them to tell you what you did the night before because you absolutely don't remember. Hard is when you're going against the grain of your life and you're straddling that fence between greatness and self-sabotaging. That's hard. Hard is when you are being who you're not. That's hard. Being who you are, listening to that innate part of you, that inner voice that you hear often saying, come forward, come on, you can do it. Step up, let that go. Let that habit go. It's not serving you. Going against that voice, that's where hard comes from. That's where difficulty comes from. That's that space. There's a song that I still recall from those Southern Baptist days, and it still just grabs my soul, and it goes like this. Like a woman at the well, I was seeking for things that did not satisfy. And then I heard Great Spirit speaking, draw from my well that never shall run dry. I have never forgotten that statement of a well that never runs dry. Energy, wholeness, essence comes from God. I was talking with someone today, and they were telling me that 2 days from now, at 4:30 in the afternoon how tired they were going to be. And I think I might have insulted her a little bit in my subtle response when I said, "You already know how tired you're going to be 2 days from now." That's pretty intuitive, or whatever that is. And I just had a nice belly laugh. And the reason I did is I was one of those people too. Somebody programmed me to believe in those kind of things too, those insanities, those armies, those things that keep us from being this amazing self-actualizing person that can stand in the presence and power of God, regardless of age, regardless of what night we've had before, regardless of how much sleep we've had, but that we can truly just fully express this vibrancy of our innate and natural and dynamic self. Yes, of course, in intelligence and common sense, you bet. I can hear some of you already debating that. You bet. We have to do things that are preventative. We need to eat well, take care of our bodies on certain levels, work out, do those kind of things. But the energy itself, the infinity of the energy, I don't create it and I don't have to produce it. I am so grateful. I simply have to have the strength and the courage to allow myself to use it, to be a vehicle, to be a catalyst, to be a role model. What I challenge you to do as you're moving forward and you're going to be going over the other powers of the 12 powers with the Fillmorian teaching is I would urge you to really look at what is your true mission statement. It's the end of your life, if you will, and what is it that you want people to say about you? What do you want them to remember? It's not about your stuff. It's not about what you own. It's not about the car you drive. I have done too many memorials that I assure you those things don't come up. It's about who you were, the character, the quality, the essence. Do you want to be forever young? Do you want to be known that no matter how popular you are humble? Do you want to be known as someone that comes from the spirit of giving? You see, only you have the strength to claim it, only you have the strength to name it, and only you can make the decision to live accordingly. But it's up to you to use your heart to be the gatekeeper, that you are truly watching and stepping into and observing what you allow to come in. You're right. There's a lot of armies out there, but they only mean as much as you are accepting and in agreement that they will mean. A perfect example is with COVID. You know, when COVID first started becoming aware of, it was coming on the news and it was so real and true, and we were all getting that like the end of March. Some of you, like our campus, decided, let's take this moment and make it matter. Let's grow. Let's expand. Let's take this appearance of darkness and let's take this space and let's make us more than who we were before. Where a lot of people made a decision, let's just get by. I'm not going to do much. Oh, I'm just going to hang out and, watch all these series. And I'm not going to push myself. Who knows? And it will pass soon. Well, almost all these many months later, here we are. These are the decisions that we make. It's pretty simple math and formula in what we say in New Thought and what we say in Unity. We don't necessarily always make a decision of what is happening to us, but we make the decision about what is happening to us and who we're going to be. I'm going to close by sharing a story of mine about a teacher with little first graders, and she asks the students what they want to be when they grow up. And so she asked Johnny, what do you want to be? He says, oh, I want to be a doctor. And he asked Sarah, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be the President of the United States. And she asked the other little kid, Margaret, what do you want to be? oh, I want to be a pop star. I want to sing. And so then she looks at Billy, and he hadn't said anything. And she said, Billy, what do you want to be? And Billy said, Miss Smith, I just want to be possible. I just want to be possible. And she said, Billy, I've never heard that. And explain to me, what do you mean? And he said, well, my mama, she always says to me, Billy, you are impossible. And so I just want to be possible. Allow yourself to know within your heart and have the strength to live that you were created for a significant reason. You were significant to God. You were significant for the Creator to create you. Step into that space. Our COO here at First Unity is going to still be employed by us, and she's moving to Portugal at the beginning of the year. And when she first told me that she and her husband were planning the move, she said, I don't want to give up being with this campus. I said, well, hello, we are international. That's not even a conversation. You're going to Portugal and you can serve from there. We've been doing that while you've been in Houston all this time. What is the difference? But I said to her very clearly, remember when you move to a new place that you have an opportunity to not take with you some of the things you desire to leave behind. And that's what I'm saying to you. Remember, when you start to move into this new place of the evolving self, when you make a decision to release some of these armies that are in your mind and in your head and make room for new, you're moving into a new place. Have the strength not to repeat and bring in the old luggage that no longer serves you. This amazing journey we call life. I am so grateful that I've had this opportunity to share these few minutes to you. I appreciate you. I have so many beloved family friends that are there in Santa Barbara. And sometime in the year, I look forward to being there with you in person and connecting with you. But know that you are doing mighty work, and you are known in the field for all the ways that you touch lives and build dreams. And take care of Reverend Heidi. She's one of the best. God bless you on this amazing journey. Peace and namaste.
Namaste. Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes, let's give her a hand. Yes, beautiful. Thank you for living in your strength, Temple, because it inspires the strength in me. And I love our friendship that keeps growing and evolving. And thank you so much for being present with us today. I think we're all ready to do the hokey pokey and put our whole selves in. In fact, I always love to say, if you're ready to put your whole self into your life, say to yourself, I'm in. Can we say that together? I'm in. Yeah. I'm in to know this truth that sets me free. This I like that a lot of what she said is that we resist the gifts, and that's where we get into the discomfort. We resist these gifts. I love that the idea of impossible, really, when you break it down, is I'm possible. So we are going to have a time of, I love it, call it marinating, meditating in this idea of the strength, the power of strength that is within you. This, as Temple was telling us, at the end of our life, what do we want to be? How do we want people to talk about us? What is it that you want your gift to this planet? See, that's where our strength is. It's not all the ways that we feel like, we are, being let go by life, but where is it that is the strength that that is in you? So I invite us to get comfortable in your chair. The place in the body where the power of strength is really just below your navel. It's that area that really allows us to stand straight and to breathe deeply. They always say breathe into your belly. So I'll invite you, as you're closing your eyes, to start our meditation time together, that you really straighten your back and put your shoulders back, and you can feel that area beneath your belly tighten, but not tighten in a restrictive way, but really support. So as we connect with the power of strength in our body, we begin by, you can even stand if you're home and you choose to do that, but if not, just bring your torso into a straight space. You lift your shoulders and press them back and drop them down. You can tuck your chin a little slightly, pressing the crown of the head as if to hold up the ceiling. Breathe in, hold for just a moment. Breathe out. And hold your posture while you're softening this stance. Another time, breathing in, holding, and breathing out. I center the attention on the small of my back, the center of the spiritual power of strength. Here converge strong bones, flexible ligaments, and tendons, large muscles, and highly sensitive nerves. The small of the back and just below the navel are designed to be incredibly strong, yet highly flexible, providing for mobility. I shine the light of verdant green, spring green, through the area where my back curves at my waistline, through that area of my body. I shine light throughout the abdominal cavity, out to embrace my body, out beyond my body, spreading like the earth, like the invisible kingdom of heavens. Sitting, I repeat the words, and you can say these words to yourself, you can whisper them. I am divine strength. I am divine strength. I concentrate on this truth area. Gradually, I go deeper into the silence, the wordless state of deep meditation. Divine strength is my spiritual name and nature. I am strong, stable, and steadfast in body, mind, and spirit. I am the power of stand-ability, anchored to the shore while the winds of change swirl around me. I am centered in truth during times of instability. I am rooted to God, my source of strength. By spiritual strength, I am confident, courageous, and determined, faithful to the truth I know. I am responsive from my position of spiritual strength. I claim these divine attributes, trusting that they are part of the intelligence within every cell of my body and throughout every dimension of my being. I appreciate my limitless power to stay strong in all circumstances. I am spiritual strength. I am stable. I am courageous. I am tenacious. And let us be in the power of those words, filling our body with this idea of the spring green, the earth, the strength that comes from the truth of you that is always and overflowing the power of your own inner strength. Muscles, like all muscles, these powers are to be used. That is how we strengthen them. This is how we live them. This is how we experience and believe in them. So allow the power of strength as we close 2020 to recognize the strength that you might not have even noticed that has come through you, to not persevere in a way that is fighting against, but the strength that has been born through perhaps being broken open to something even more alive and well in you. I am the light of the world. I am the strength of spirit. I am courageous, and I watch how God, Spirit, uses me as an instrument of peace and awakening on the planet. This moment, this day, and forevermore. Thank you, God, and so it is. So strength, again, is a wonderful tool that we use in so many ways. And one of the ways that we're using strength in this moment is through our generosity. One of the things that I have noticed this year is certainly from some of the gifts I've received, but as I start writing thank you notes, even to people here at Unity of Santa Barbara, I am just amazed at how many people are part of this community that give and serve and support this beautiful land and have for so long in this building. And so when I feel gratitude, I feel strength. I was just walking around the property the other day and looking at all the nameplates, and I think of all the people, I don't know if they're even alive anymore, but their energy and their strength bless this place where we come together to worship, and that from which we can be virtually with you right now. So thank you for supporting Unity of Santa Barbara. It is a continuous vortex of light and love and strength and inspiration. And we do change lives through changing our own lives. So thank you for supporting. Now we also are supporting, our way is different now. We're really supporting our AV team and our virtual experience as much as everyone that is part of this service right here. Temple, in fact, Reverend Temple, she donated her speaking fee to Unity of Santa Barbara. In fact, she donated it to the staff holiday bonus, and that is also a way you can certainly give to the beautiful staff here. But so for right now, if you're on Facebook, there's a donate button to give to Unity of Santa Barbara. So many things come through our website, which is santabarbaraunity.org. And you can go there, there's a donate button, and you can give in that way. It's a little different because we are Unity of Santa Barbara, but the website is santabarbaraunity.org. So you can find everything there, and you can click on donate, and all of our events, of course, are there also. If you're here today, we have little buckets or baskets are out there for love offerings if you're giving here in person. And let's see here. So if you're on any kind of live stream, you can also make your screen smaller. You can see the donate button, and you can give from that place. So I just want you to recognize that however you give from the gratitude of what you've received here at Unity. Give from this place of knowing this is your spiritual home, and we're going to always be here for you. So thank you for continuing to give where you're spiritually fed. We create with Unity Worldwide a life that works for you and a world that works for all. And you know what? I forgot our affirmation. I guess I didn't forget it because I remembered it right now. And this is the perfect moment. So let us put that up, Miss Penny, and we'll say this together, all right? In fact, I'll lead you, if you're not able to see the screen, so just a couple words at a time. We at Unity of Santa Barbara, you all can say this here, are grateful for the abundant prosperity that continuously supports our vibrant spiritual center. And for the love-filled blessings that we joyfully share with the world. Yes, and that's the energy of giving. So thank you all for giving. You're one of many, many channels of God, of good. And so if you'll bless your giving, we'll lead you in this blessing. We can all say it together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I share. And Sharon will lead us in, I am so blessed.
So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. Blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You feel a part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on a clear day, you can see forever and evermore. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You feel a part
heavens. Sharon, my heavens, golly, that's just incredible. Talk about the power of strength. Wow, and welcome husband Dan. Yes, we all have to have our wonderful support. Yes, that's it. Oh my gosh. All right, well, thank you for being with us. A few announcements. First of all, go to santabarbaraunity.org for everything and sign up for our newsletter, because that's how you're going to get the news every week. And, we just don't do things like pass out paper much anymore. Get yourself one of the Advent books for sure. Today, we're going to be on at noon. I'll be on talking about the power of strength in our noon meditation on Zoom. You'll get the Zoom code there on santabarbaraunity.org. So that's today. And so then, thank you all. I want to say Christmas Eve was magical. Thanks to everybody that was part of it. I heard so many compliments, and so thank you all for thank you for volunteering. Thank you for volunteering today. And so we're going to have another service outside and inside, and it'll be our Burning Bowl service, and it will be on New Year's Eve. And I'd invite you to journal about all the things, the strengths that you have, and all the things that you're willing to release as this year ends. And so we will have in-home experiences. You can have a fire outside, I'd suggest, or in a fireplace. We don't want anybody, burning down their house. But we're going to have an outdoor experience here, and it will be beautiful. So you're welcome. 5 o'clock this Thursday. All right. Then next. I left it. I thought I did leave it over there. Anyway, no. Next Sunday, January 3rd, it'll be January 2021. Wowee. We're going to have a white stone ceremony and a letter to God. And so white stone is on the blank slate of your new year. We will meditate on what word is coming to you for your new year. We'll write it on the white stone. If you are here and you want to take one home, great. If not, find something that's significant on which you could write if you're going to be home and you'd like to participate on January 3rd. We're also going to write a letter to God. So this might be something you take away and do later, but it's going to be a letter to the God within you, the affirmation of this new year. You're going to give it to us and put your address on it, and we're going to mail it back to you in June. And it is incredible to see the things that you've manifest through your clarity, through your strength. Also in January, we're beginning a new class that is going to be, the book is called How Then Shall We Live? It's written by Wayne Muller, who has a doctorate in divinity from Harvard. He is really a dear friend, and this is a book that asks 4 questions that I believe will allow us to have this new year being a new you. One of them is, who am I? The next is, what do I love? The next is, how do I live knowing I will die? And finally, what is my gift to the world? So we'll be doing that as a 5-week series. I'll have a class on Wednesday nights, and I'd love for you to be part of it. It'll be a Zoom class. All right. Well, it has been a wonderful ending of the last Sunday of 2020. I hope you feel not only inspired, but really clear about the strength that you bring to the world, and be with us at noon to meditate. So we will be singing our beautiful peace song led by our Unity singers.
With God
with the power of strength, let us say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Do the hokey pokey, put your whole self in, be the strength that you are. We'll see you on New Year's Eve. Blessings.